is a Cosmic Octave original podcast.
Me and Jake running down the street with a handful of comic books, kicking ass and banging chicks and drinking booze
No, not
and
me.
smoking
Not
weed.
me. I'm married.
Yeah, well,
I'm married.
Jake.
Can't do that.
Yeah. Off panel, off topic with Jake and Tyler.
Episode number 176, everybody.
176.
I'm Jake Williams.
I'm Tyler Allen.
And we are doing a show.
Off panel, off topic.
Anyway, I don't know where you go from there. But up.
Hell. Straight to hell. You just go straight to hell.
Get down there.
Get down there. We saved you a seat.
Okay.
That doesn't count as a
This
swear.
is kind of a segue. Because there is listen. There is a Christmas movie coming out from Paramount.
Did we talk about that?
Starring
last week?
Jack
Yeah.
Black called Dear Santa. But here's the thing. The gag, which I got to be honest, is a pretty funny gag for a trailer. The kid meant to send a letter to Santa, but he's a bad speller, so he sent it to Satan. So Jack Black is Satan trying to help him get have his Christmas wish or whatever.
Yeah.
So honestly, looks like it could go horrible. There's some things I thought that were funny in that trailer, but it's also like the Farrelly brothers, and the Farrelly brothers are like Dumb and Dumber and Me, Myself, and Irene.
Yeah.
And
It is
and
them?
Stuck on You. Yeah. So
Oh.
they're kind of hit or miss with their comedies.
Yeah, they are.
So I'm interested in it just because it's a different kind of Christmas movie. But yeah, funny enough.
How you do with that Christmas?
It's kind of amazing to me that it took this long for someone to do a play on that. Because it's existed for so long. Like, people have been talking about Santa and Satan, like how you could easily rearrange the words for so long.
You
or
know
the letters for
what
so
I watched
long.
over the holidays?
What?
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Yeah, I used to watch that all the time.
That's it. I watched no other
You don't
holiday.
watch the Jack Frost, I missed,
So we broke the singing.
No. Does that count if I'm referring to a musical?
No, because we didn't count it for
I'm
hell.
referring.
Okay.
Oh,
So we're still
we
go-
did
no,
already though.
No. Hell is not a...
Hell is not a song; it's a
I
place.
almost said an effing swear. Hell is not an effing swear. Effing...
It's where
dang
the
it.
bad men go.
Why are we trying not to swear? Okay. So, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. I don't watch any other holiday themed, although I did have a girlfriend who swore up and down about Emmett Otter's something. It's a Muppet. It's a Jim Henson production. And it's Emmett Otter's very special Christmas, some shit.
Yeah.
How long?
3 minutes and 19
That's
seconds.
not bad. We still haven't sang, technically. It's Emmett Otter's very special, and it's actually a really good movie. And she, when we were together, we had to watch it every Christmas.
Yeah.
And I was fine with that because, when you're in a relationship, there's give and take. I'd make her listen to my music, so.
I'm
I'm gonna make you watch a damn movie with puppets.
So let's get to the.
Shit, I didn't know my music was that fucking bad. I'm just kidding.
Hey.
Hey,
Tyler.
any of you out there
Tyler.
comment on the whatever the
Spotify.
Sure.
Well, you can. There are comments on Spotify now.
well
so.
fucking I. If you do, go ahead and comment if you like Emmett Otter's whatever the fuck it's called, because it is pretty good. I remember the first time she showed it to me, and I was drunk as fuck at 9 in the morning, and really high too, and it was really beautiful. What I remember.
Anyway, let's talk about the penguin.
Let's talk about the penguin. I'm breaking the fucking singing stuff. How long is that?
Oh, we blew past that already.
No, we didn't sing earlier. What is it?
I'm not looking at it.
What is that?
No, because
Do I need
she's
to do this?
I ain't. You ain't touching nothing.
If I
man.
do
If
this,
you,
will it
you
open
ain't
up
pausing the
computer?
recording.
No, I wasn't gonna pause it. I just wanted to open up the screen because it's probably locked, isn't it?
No, it was before 5.
5:02.
No,
Well, you should have said.
It was like 4:45.
Fuck you.
Come on,
This
Dylan.
is why we have.
Dylan.
This is why we put a moratorium on ourselves.
This
at
is
the
also why I
beginning
could
of shows.
never have another kid and name like if I were to have another boy, I could not name them Dylan because I would just do that all the time. Dylan, come on.
And then you have a third kid, Cohagen. Come on, Cohagen.
You know what? Take that back. Dylan could work for a boy or a girl.
Yeah, but you totally
More
would.
commonly,
You know you would do it.
Either way,
Dylan.
it doesn't matter.
Dylan, come
Doesn't
here.
matter the
Come
gender.
here,
I'm
Dylan.
going to be like, Dylan, get over here.
And then your kid's gonna grow up with a fucking Austrian accent. I almost said Australian.
Oi, Dylan.
Oi, I'm Arnold
Get
Schwarzenegger.
away. What the fuck? The Penguin. Let's talk about the finale because holy shit, what an explosive finale. For one, can I just say, I thought I overthought something. Thought I was overthinking a scene
Which one?
in the previous episode. If you remember, if you go back and listen, I was saying, that I thought that his mother knew that he left them in the sewer. And I said, because there's just the way that she snapped at, like the way that she like slapped at Sophia, like I don't remember how I explained it, but the way I explained it, I was like, I don't know. I was looking into it of like, I think there's something more to this, and that she knows. She was just because of her dementia, like it was getting blocked, and she was, but she knew that Oz did it. And then to have that validated in this episode, I was like, holy shit, man. I thought I was looking excuse me. I thought I was looking too much into it. And then this happens, and then there's that extra layer of like just god damn, it's so tragic. Because consistently what's frustrating about this show, and I'll only do this once, and I promise, the parallels of what's happening in our political landscape, and the fact that Oz consistent, like the women in this show specifically, always get punished. Like,
Dude,
Carmine kills women. Sophia has all this shit happen to her. What he fucking does to his mom. Like,
dude,
holy shit.
Dude.
The way that this show ends. Yeah, we're going to talk about it. So spoiler away.
Oh, fucking spoilers, dude.
Yeah.
First things first, I love her wardrobe in this show. When they're in Monroe's and it's very monochromatic.
Oh,
and I don't know if you noticed, but the underside of Sophia's shoes were red.
And then it looks like a
And then she has that red sash.
red sash. It almost looks like a piece of like a blood.
But if you notice,
know.
like everything, that was like the only color. You know what I mean?
It was just black.
And then I think she mainly wore red colored things after that, but like the outfit she was wearing when she gets arrested.
Yeah, her wardrobe is always kind of evolved throughout the show.
But she's just fucking awesome in this show. She's really good. She does everything really well. But I think, you got to look at, does Oz know that Eve gave him up? Or does he care? Because that's kind of fucked up that he's like making her look like his mom.
Holy shit. Okay. There's so many layers to this episode because it's such a satisfying finale, but it's also so tragic.
Satisfying.
And
for who?
No, I mean no, it is satisfying in the end because this is where it goes, and it's like what I've been saying all season long. He's the bad guy.
Yeah.
So
well, they're all bad
you always
people.
laughed at me, but I'm serious. Now you understand what I'm saying when like I cannot wait for Batman to beat the piss out of this guy. Like they did such an amazing. It's pro wrestling. They got to build up their villain. They have to make him fucking diabolical.
Here's my problem.
And this last two episodes, holy shit.
Remind me in the Batman, do the Riddler and Batman like actually fight each other?
No.
Okay.
They catch him, but his big fighter with like is the third act fight is with the henchman.
Yeah.
Because he's already locked up in Arkham
Yeah.
at that point.
So my question is this, like the Penguin to me has always kind of been one of those. The Joker has always been a superior villain in my mind to the Penguin as a Batman villain, and here's why: because the Joker is fit enough, I guess, to go at least and crazy enough, I guess, to at least kind of go toe to toe with Batman. I guess, even though he's this master fighter, Batman.
Excuse me. Yeah.
Penguin's like this big fat dude.
Yeah, but I think this show, and I get what you mean.
I'm
but
not saying he's just but he's not he's not a physical match for Batman in any way. So, you know what I mean? Like we're not gonna have that element, which is fine because we didn't have it with the Riddler.
I also want to point out that every time that someone could have killed him throughout this show, or any time that someone should have could have stopped all of it. Like, it's crazy. Because what did I say in the last episode? I said there's something to that when she says he's better at this than you are to Sophia. Like, he will fucking kill you. Or no, even worse, a fate worse than death for Sophia. He put her fucking back in Arkham. My God. Like, and Colin Farrell, like, in the interviews was saying, like, you are going to fucking hate Oz by the end of the show. Like, no one's going to have any sympathy.
He kills Vic?
So, okay, we're jumping around, but...
You're jumping around!
So the confrontation happens with Sophia and his mom, and she's got her pinky and a cigar cutter. And she's saying, like, you need to confess to your mom you killed your brothers. And he won't do it. He keeps lying because he doesn't know that his mom knows. She screams that she knows, and she says she doesn't love him, and he's a fucking disappointment and hates him. Breaks a bottle and stabs him in the gut, and then has a seizure and stroke, and then passes out and everything. And then that's when he, like, shows his physical ability, and you saw in the last episode too, this fight with Sal. He's a fucking, like you said in the last episode. You mentioned, like, he never thinks he's ever going to lose a confrontation, so he's a wounded animal. He's a fucking gnarly, scrappy dude, and he's showing it in this show where he literally spikes a guy through the mouth with a piece of broken chair, and then uses him as shield, and then shoots two other guys. Like, so you're seeing, like, okay. Because, again, it's got to set it up and, like, how is this going to be a formidable fight between Batman and Penguin? Like, what's going to, Well,
it's kind of a moot point until we see the movie anyway. But
again, it's all about building him up. It's all about building what we're getting to with the next Batman movie. And
what do you think?
Go ahead.
About the revelation that Sofia Gigante is half sisters with Selena Kyle?
Blew my mind. I was like, what? When he said, here's the letter for Selena Kyle, I'm like, whoa, what? And then I remembered when she said half-sister, I was like, son of a bitch. Because I was like, that makes sense, because that was the big plot line of Carmine trying to kill Selena because she was like her bastard child. Or his bastard child. And, oh, gosh.
Here's how dumb I am and how long it's been
shit.
Since I watched the movie. Is that I completely forgot until just now that there is a Selena Kyle in that movie, a Catwoman.
Yeah. It's been a while.
Been a while!
Whoa!
Oh, God. Not that guy.
Fuck that guy.
Fuck that guy.
But, well, rewinding back to that, the fact that we have a flashback to start again of his mom explaining that she knew and talking to a young Carmine. Okay.
That's not it's Rex.
Come out.
It's a different guy.
Yeah, sorry, Rex. And there's a conversation where she, like, wants him to kill her. Or wants
he brings it up. Like,
he brought it up of, like, hey, he's devoted to you. He's a monster. Like, he's going to be a monster, and you can control him. And if not, I'll take care of it kind of situation. Yeah. And she has that thought that that was going to happen. But I want to just real quick. This show made me interested to watch mafia movies again, right? So I went and rewatched Goodfellas a few nights ago. And first of all,
great fucking movie.
There are a few movies I could ever say that they're just fucking perfection. God damn it, I've seen that movie a million times, and I'll watch it another million. It's so fucking good. I love that movie. But what's so amazing about it is how that first 2/3 of that movie make it so appealing and interesting. Even though you're starting to see Henry do some fucked up shit, it's still this glamorized thing of like, we were doing whatever we wanted to do. But when you get to the last third of the movie, it's horrifying and it's brutal and it's violent and everybody dies and it's this horrible shitty thing. It's a downer of an ending, and that's what Scorsese was going for, and that's exactly what this show is, dude. Like, when it gets to the end, Oz gets everything he wants, but what did it fucking cost? And it's just like such a horror, and like the director or the showrunner said, it's a tragedy, and you're like, fucking holy shit.
I mean, like, I didn't understand. Like, I mean, I can't.
But you know what I mean? I
didn't understand why he killed Vic, and then I watched that thing at the end, and it was like, well, he saw him in a place of weakness.
Yeah.
And it didn't really occur to me, and then it was like, well, I guess I get it, but fuck you anyway, dude.
Jesus
like, still,
Christ,
fuck
man.
you. Like, you should have let Vic live and ended your mom's life because she told you to.
Yes. I wanted to talk about that.
When in a moment of lucidity and clarity, she told you, "Don't let me."
Yeah. No, that's what I'm glad you brought that up, because I did want to talk about that. Of like,
so look at what he values: a vegetable mom.
Again, yeah. What did it cost? Because he gave her what she wanted, but she didn't want that. She wanted to die, and he wouldn't let her fucking die. He couldn't let her go.
Shit about the penthouse apartment
because he
and the
couldn't.
view.
Because he couldn't handle the woman he loved most in his life. Didn't love him back. Because he fucking killed his brothers.
Maybe this is a punishment.
He's a monster.
Maybe this is a punishment.
And she should. And look. I'm not saying she should have killed Oz, but this is what she feels like is her punishment, because there's a tear shed in when she's looking out from the penthouse, because it's like I couldn't.
I honestly I saw that and I'm like, I hope, please tell me there's some shred of humanity left in him and he's going to like put a pillow over her face. You know, I honestly did when I saw that
plug
tear
or something.
But then he's like, yeah, I know what you mean. It's beautiful, huh?
Like, he's so delusional.
It's everything you wanted.
He's so delusional.
It's like, you fucking scumbag. God, you're awful.
Well, and it's funny because when you go back to the beginning of the show, we talked about the moments of humanity and the moments of, oh, good. And you know what it is? It's because this show smartly made Vic the heart of the show. And they're like, here's how we make him the worst. We're going to make him rip the heart out and stomp it. And that scene is fucking hard to watch. It is brutal, because I just remember sitting there watching in my living room just being like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And just being like, that son of a bitch went there. That son of a bitch did it. Like, and it's just like, he kills everybody. He wins. And what does he have to celebrate with? Oh, a woman that he pays to sleep with him, that he made dress up like his mom. What the fuck? And again, it goes back to, I cannot wait for Batman to beat the shit out of this guy, because he deserves every bit of Batman kicking his head in. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
And bravo. Like, it was an incredible experiment. And I was thinking about this today, and I think, excuse me, I don't know what's going to happen with the Ark, because I think they've been going back and forth. There is an Arkham show. It's been canceled. It hasn't. I don't know what's going on, because I know that there's rumors there's another show in this universe, in this Reeves universe.
Uh-huh.
See what I did? Bat Reeves.
Hey, you are funny.
The Bat Reeves.
And creative.
The Bat Reeves universe.
Nice.
I'm making it a thing.
Copyright, motherfucker. All right.
Thanks, Matt.
You're welcome.
I'm just saying, like, we'll take a check.
Oh, I thought you were saying,
not even a check, just maybe like a signed picture of you being.
How about if you just give us a shout out on some social media thing for like once? That's all you have to do. You know, like,
Just acknowledge us, please.
No, I'm saying like
yeah.
somebody that
Anyway.
big, like, hey, you should check out this podcast. Like, we'll get like thousands of people
Anyways,
off that alone.
But
No,
in the
I make my own movies. I got here on my own.
in the BRU, so we have the Batman, we have the
You
Penguin.
never let me rant anymore.
I'm assuming we have so there is supposed to be another show, and then Batman the Part 2, or the Batman the Batman the Part 2,
The Batman, the Part 2.
or maybe there's in between. But I know that there was supposed to be an Arkham show. I
Okay.
still don't know what's happening. With
Why is there a fucking fly down
I don't
there?
know.
It's
I
bugging
don't
the
know how
shit
it's
out of
possible.
me.
It's cold
bugging
outside.
the
Why are there
shit out of
flies?
me. It's all my sodas I leave down there.
The sugar,
Sugar.
the fruit, the corn syrup.
This is that song I like, Watermelon
This is
Sugar
why I don't let
High.
you rant, because then you fucking derail me. I
Well,
was going somewhere
I
with
like
this.
that song.
But I was saying, after watching this, I was really thinking about it, and I have high expectations for Batman. But I really think this is if the Batman Part 2 is as good as I think it's gonna be, I think that this what Matt Reeves is doing is really gonna be challenging to what Chris Nolan has done.
Yeah.
Chris Nolan, with what Christopher Nolan did with his Dark
Well,
Knight.
we know him.
Stop it. With what he did with the Dark Knight trilogy, I think what Matt Reeves is doing for the character,
He likes to be called Chris.
and will you stop? In a whole new way of making the character grounded, but making it his own, and not completely copying what Christopher Nolan
Do you
has
remember?
done.
You
know
remember?
what I mean?
You remember when
Yeah.
You remember when it was first announced that they were making a new Batman movie, and I was like, you got to be fucking. It was like 2 years.
Yeah.
After they finished, and I'm like, okay,
Especially
what?
all the Snyder cut shit and all
Right,
that.
and I'm like, come on, what the fuck are we doing here? And then that first trailer came out, and we saw the Batmobile, and we saw the fucking, the insignia on his chest and shit. And whether you like absolute Batman or not, whether you, like me, find it hard to look past that very obvious, glaring, physical, like, impossibility of having a, whatever.
An axe handle on your chest.
No, an axe on your chest.
Yeah.
It's still fucking cool as shit.
Yeah, right.
I'm saying that first trailer was like, wow, this is a different Batman.
Yeah,
It's not the Christian Bale. It's not the Michael. It's none of these. It's a different one. And we've talked about it many times about how great it is. I'm reading Batman Dark Age, which is a takeoff, which is kind of connected to Superman Space Age, which we reviewed.
Yeah.
And there's a different Batman in that universe. And I don't know when the Dark Age one ends, but just as many different Batman iterations that I've read and seen in popular media, and you know how much I love the fucking 60s Batman TV show, and I know you don't like it. It's terrible. It is, but
Yeah.
it's colorful
I've watched the
and
movie,
it's cool.
Some
And
days you just can't get rid of a bomb.
the point is that Batman lends itself, and he's done a really good job of, like, tapping into a piece of the mythos and kind of that's the key to making a good Batman story.
And finding a way to make it grounded and do the grounded Batman, but also make it different than what Christopher Nolan did, and finding ways to, because at the end of the day, you're going to be emulating some sort of archetype. That's what it is, right?
Well, it's
your Joker's going to be different, but he's going to be pulling from this version of Joker and what this guy did. Like every other person that's played that character in some way informs that character, just like anybody that's
whether you like it or not.
Just like anybody that's written for that character informs that character, right? So it's just like, it's so incredible to see what they've done with this show and how lived in this fucking show feels, and how perfectly it ties to the Batman, and how excited I am to see where it goes because of this. Like, it's insane how well it is.
Yeah, it's a well done show, and I want to touch on one other thing. It's disingenuous to say any Batman project, is like, well, we're getting back to the roots and the grittiness of it. Batman is gritty.
He's always been.
No matter how you do
He's
it.
a detective.
Even you go watch that 60s TV show, and even that has elements of grittiness to it. It's just not very apparent because it's clearly they were like
He's also drinking milk in
Big-
that bar.
big loud colors and big, whatever, Which
shark
is,
shark
which is
repellent.
awesome, dude. Vincent Price as Egghead. Come on. Anyway, point is that Penguin is really good. Really liked it.
Burton's Batman was dark. Like, there's always been a dark element to the character. Even with the campier shit, there's still like even Batman Forever has some dark shit.
When Batman came out, the whole big deal was that the last Batman we saw in popular media was the '60s.
Yeah,
and that's why it was like, oh, they're going for darker, because his suit's black, whatever. And that was kind of a big thing back then. It's like, oh wow, this is different. And now, I mean, it wasn't different to us comic people because we had read, Return of the Dark Knight, years earlier. So we already knew in the comics that that's the tone that it had already gone back to. In the 70s, it was like Neil Adams and stuff, and it was more of a blue suit, a dark, dark blue, with the yellow insignia and shit. But yeah. Look.
Okay, so can I just say something?
Yeah.
I just thought something while you were
I'm done.
While you were talking. I was like, because I was thinking about the Burton and like that gothic and like that and yeah, like you're saying, getting back to the roots. I see what you mean in a sense of like this is kind of doing also what Absolute Batman is doing, where it's doing an industrialized Batman, where in this he still has his money. But he's still like his shit is like it looks like actual like armor that's battle armor that's used in war, like like you see on soldiers like jackets and shit.
No,
but like and then you see what he did with his car, and like he's a gearhead, and like again it's this more industrial Batman.
Yeah.
And here's what's
industrious and industrial.
Here's what's gonna blow your mind, because then I was also thinking about hold on a minute. He still has wealth in this world. It's not like Snyder's. And then I said, wait a minute. I go, holy fuck. Because I said the whole point of what Oz said is I want to be talking to people that you're talking to. They're going to run into each other. And then it's going to unravel that whole dynamic of, is he going to figure out who Bruce is? And then it's going to the whole thing of, like, well, Bruce is like, well, you did this to your mother. Like, you did this to your family. And, like...
Oh yeah, there's
gonna be such a weird dynamic in that movie. Oh god, I can't wait. I can't fucking wait.
And here's the
thing. And again, I want to see him beat the shit out of Oz so much.
The first example, the first X-Men movie was grounded as you can be with superhero people, right?
Yeah.
And look, no matter how grounded you make this shit, you have to suspend some disbelief. Nobody's bulletproof. Nobody's got. You know what I mean? Like, the shit in Absolute Batman where his entire thing is completely his cape is no, that just, whatever, right? But I think the one thing, and we'll move on after this, but the one thing I think that appeals to me about Absolute Batman more than anything else is the fact that he's like, a city planner, like he's an engineer, like,
and I think,
you know what I mean?
And I think
he knows the guts of the city better than any other Batman ever has.
And I think the best part about this too, by the way, Batman doesn't show up at all. And I said that last week. I'm like, I'd be totally fine with it.
The bat signal was perfect.
Perfect. Because again, I think that you were going to see a little bit of that whole industrialized, like in the guts of Gotham, because of where that story is at the end of that movie. Because at the end of that movie, he goes, okay, I can't just beat the shit out of poor people. I need a better approach. Hence why Ben Shapiro hated it. Because the message was, hey, we need to give people hope. So maybe that's another way that, like, that thing in that distance to show that Batman's also that threat, but maybe Batman is changing his tactics and doing other things. And we've already seen him go a little bit undercover here and there in the last movie. I don't know what's going to happen. I can't wait. I'm still interested to see what's going to happen, because it doesn't necessarily mean that Penguin is the main villain of Batman Part 2. I'm interested to see what they do, because to me, with Iceberg Lounge and all that stuff, I think it makes sense to have Freeze, because like all these villains have teamed up together in the comics, right?
Yeah.
So I think Freeze and Penguin could be a good pairing, but I also don't know. I also love if we're saving Penguin for Part 3. Fine, I don't care what we do with Penguin. I would love to see him in part 2, but I also trust whatever they're doing.
First, you can equate an iceberg with a penguin, so you don't necessarily have to have Mr. Freeze. And second,
but he's also owned it too. Like it's been both of them. But anyway, continue. Sorry. I interrupted.
I fucking care. No, I know. I'm so sorry. Hey, come back. But it's just funny because like when they started doing these movies, like it was always pretty much Lex Luthor throughout the Reeves Supermans. And then, they had like, Joker for Batman. Then they had Penguin and Catwoman for Batman Returns. And then that kind of created a trend of like more than one supervillain. And then that became the question. Oh, there's a new Superman coming out. Who's the villain? There's a new Spider-Man coming out. Who's the villain? That leads to stuff like Sam Raimi having to fucking shoehorn Venom into Spider-Man 3, even though he was like, wait, I want Venom, but in Spider-Man 4. And they were like, you fucker. And now we all suffered for it. But here's the thing. The Batman has a total of 3 supervillains. It's got the Penguin, it's got the Riddler, and it's got Catwoman, right?
Technically 4 if you 4 villains if you count Carmine.
I don't count him because he's not like he doesn't dress up in a costume and shit.
Side character.
He's a mobster.
Yeah, he's
different.
He's a bigger threat in the show because it's more about the underground. But yeah, his focus is Riddler.
The point is,
it's Riddler, it's Penguin, it's Catwoman,
the
all
point
in the same movie.
Is that I'm not looking at that movie. I think we've moved past all of that because I'm not looking at that movie and going like, oh, there was 3, so the next one's gonna have 4, or the next one's gonna have at least 3. Like I don't look at movies like that anymore, and that's good.
I don't even necessarily think that Penguin maybe even interacts with Batman. Maybe the only.
Oh,
listen,
in the first one.
Yes, listen. I'm saying maybe they slow play him again, and because he makes more than a cameo, but he's briefly in the Batman. Outside of that car chase scene, he's only in one other scene in the club. Hey, easy, sweetheart. So you could possibly do that here in the Batman Part 2 and only show him interacting with Bruce and not have Batman interact with Batman.
Sure.
Because even then, if you want, because I think this is secretly what they're going to do, they're going to make Colin Farrell's Penguin the big bad of the whole entire trilogy, right? So I think they're just going to slow play him till a third movie. Or I could be completely wrong and they put him in this second movie because I'll tell you what, I didn't think he was going to kill Vic. So I have no fucking idea what they're doing.
Also, how much fun can having all that fucking prosthetic shit on you be?
Oh, especially the part when he's stapling his gut. Like, oh my god.
The point of all of that is that, if you give me a good enough Batman movie with a story, like I don't really care that like there's this many villains or there's this villain and not
as long
that.
As it's well written, yeah.
Right, like there's reasoning for all 3 of those characters to be in the movie. And here's the funny part about the Riddler in the Batman is that he has those riddles, but they're fairly easy. More than anything, the creep and like villain factor for the Riddler in the movie is the fact that he just kind of shows up out of nowhere.
I love the
and he's got that fucking costume. That's really it.
That opening scene. Whew. But anyway, couple other things we haven't really fully touched on because we mentioned them, but we haven't fully touched on them. The explanation. So what happens with Sophia is truly fucking tragic. So she thinks she wins because she puts out a hit. She goes, "You can have whatever I want. I'm leaving Gotham. I'm done. Just get Oz." So the underling for Zhang is his name. Wink. For Mr. Zhao. His underling is talking to Victor because Victor makes a big plea after the explosion, like, we gotta get Oz, and they're like, fuck Oz.
Well, he basically saves him from getting shot.
And then
he's like,
he punches him in the gut, and he's like, I'm saving
up.
you from a bullet. Know your fucking place. Shut up.
Catch a bullet, you fuck.
And then the bounty gets put out by Sophia, and then he says to Vic, okay, let's figure something out. Penguin gets out, escapes Sophia. Well, that's after he escapes Sophia and everything. But so then he gets ambushed, and they put him in the thing after he gets out of the hospital.
It's the way it's looked at, the way it's played and edited and everything. It looks like possibly he got double crossed.
Yeah, like Vic sold him out to the
But you can almost tell immediately when when she shows up to the airport. You can almost tell immediately, even before that, that he has the upper hand somehow.
Because he's smiling the whole time. He's smirking at her the whole time.
He's not a very good act. Like he's not acting.
He's always had a problem with impulse in this series.
Yeah.
Like that's been his running thing. So yeah, he's clearly smirking at her the whole time.
And then
that
her
moment
reaction
itself,
when everybody just gets
that
shot,
moment
she's
is
just like
shit. It's like The Departed. At the end of The Departed, when everybody just fucking shoots everybody. I was like, holy shit.
Oh, dude, the elevator scene?
Yeah, that's what it was like. So they all shoot each other, blah, 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 gets taken out, and she's like, fucked. And then she's like, well, shit. He's like, well, let's take a drive. So then he drives around and tells her the story. She's like, how did you get him to turn? And then he kind of just points out, he's like, you don't get it. I went to all the underlings who didn't get a chance to get a shot.
And they show all the fucking...
And this is where I said fucking Goodfellas, because it was Layla Piano Exit all over again in my head, where I was like, son of a bitch, damn it, this is so good. Because it's so brutal, because it's that world. It even says it in Goodfellas. You get out of line, you get whacked. So it was like, these guys, you want to make a name for yourself, you whack somebody. And like that's not in that movie.
Billy Batts was a different story. This was a made
But you know
guy.
what I mean? But that's what I mean. This isn't new. And it's like he was just giving them the encouragement, like, say, no, fuck them, kill them, and take their spot. Take the place that you deserve. So he does that, and that gets him to turn and put Sophia. And this scene, I don't know about you, but as I'm watching it, I think he's going to shoot her, and then I start to think, wait a minute. Because I remember back to where he's talking to the city councilman, which I would say is probably my favorite scene in the whole episode. As crazy as the scenes were, because it was my favorite of Colin Farrell's. Because we talked about how he's had some good speeches in this show, good moments, but he hasn't had something like this where it's like a sit down monologue like this, and for him to just go in and lay out his explanation of how he's going to play it and frame all of those people for the shit that he did and get away with it, it's so, and just the way that it's edited and everything about it is such a brilliant scene. Because again, I'm kind of smirking because I'm like, I fucking hate this guy, but son of a bitch, this is impressive.
I don't think there's a way.
That's what I love about these mob shows and shit.
I remember watching it. I watched it this morning, and I remember watching that scene and being like, I just don't think there's a way. I just don't see him killing her. And the fact that it kept taking so long and the way it was edited,
that's when I kind of gathered it. I was like, oh,
okay,
this is where they're gonna arrest her. Yeah,
I didn't know what was gonna happen. I really didn't. I thought, to be really brutally honest, I thought, and this was before he kills Vic, of course.
Jesus.
I thought he was gonna let her go. I thought he was gonna be like, hey, you know what? When it's all said and done, I fucked you over. So hey,
yeah,
go.
I thought he like looped.
Get out of town.
I thought he looped it back around to the
like
airport.
get out of town
Yeah.
and fucking don't ever come. You know, but this was before again we saw him kill Vic, which is, dude.
Yeah.
You remember I texted you.
By the way, my favorite part of that too is where he's like, he doesn't tell her she's gonna die. She goes, "You're going to hell, sweetheart."
Yeah. I'll save you a place. Yeah.
But that's my favorite part because he doesn't say he's gonna kill her. He says you're going to hell, and as I said in like the behind the scenes thing, if fate worse than death, he sends her back to fucking Arkham. And it's like, again, he beat Sal, he beat Carmine because he killed his son and threw his daughter back at Arkham. He fucking won.
Oh, his daughter killed the rest of the family. Remember that?
She took out the whole family for him.
Yeah.
Unreal. And then he got all those underlings to turn on their bosses. So now he can control all those underlings, and he won. All because his mother didn't love him. Because why? Because he killed his brothers. He deserved everything he got. And that's the worst part. He's so delusional. He can't accept that he's such a horrible person.
We still don't know how his face got like that.
We don't. And maybe we never will know why he's hobbling like that. I don't know. But
no, we don't know. We know that he's had it since he was a kid.
Yeah.
You're right. We don't know why.
By the way, that final scene with Vic, unbelievably heartbreaking. Because even he goes, damn it. Because it was just like, because the fact that to think that he had already made that decision, like as soon as they left the hospital, did he make that decision of like, I got to kill Vic? Because he saw him cry and weakness. And it's just like, that moment, man.
It didn't really occur. Well,
I thought when he said, Vic, I got to do this alone, I knew he was going to kill him. When he said that, I'm like, he's going to fucking kill him. And then, he choked him out, and that whole sequence takes longer than it should. And the fact that they go behind the scenes and show that in the script it's supposed to be long and drawn out and painful.
Look, guys.
And it's like, oof.
Folks, we need to have a talk about violence in TV and movies. It takes a long time to kill somebody by strangulation, okay, like he was doing.
Yeah.
Longer than that, okay? So, they did obviously drag it out longer than most TV shows do.
Right,
you've seen a lot of movies,
because of what it is, you have to, for dramatic sake,
totally
you have to
get
make it quicker.
Totally get it. But we need to understand a couple things. Like, if you get punched in the head or in the face, you could have a concussion.
Yeah.
Like, then the movie's done. You know what I mean? Like, hey, Tom Cruise, you ain't gonna get on a plane because you have to not be in sunlight for like 3 days.
Yeah.
I'm not making light of concussions. That's kind of some of the things that I remember about. I'm pretty sure I had one in high school, but I know that's
I've someone who's had hand injuries. I played football, so
me too. One of the symptoms is obviously not college or anything.
So of course I have CTE, but
that's why we're liberals. Right? Yeah. Fucking CTE made us liberals. Help us, alt-right.
God no, do not clip that.
Well, of course we're joking. No, but I think we've talked quite enough about Batman and Penguin and all that shit.
Yeah, we have, buddy.
What time are we at?
We spent almost a whole hour talking about
that.
Because I knew we would talk about this a lot.
I texted you the tweet from that Twitter handle.
From James Gunn.
Yeah. What do you think? Let's announce it to the audience unless they're under rocks.
Big ol' wang. Anyway, go
on. It said James Gunn says first trailer is ready for Superman. It's on my hard drive, quote unquote.
Yeah. So it comes out in July 11th. I think because of how big it is, we will not see that trailer until
Super Bowl.
Yeah.
When does it come out?
It said July 11th.
The movie?
Yeah.
I could see it before the end. I could see a teaser before the end of the year.
Or it's something similar like an NFL, like the AFC or NFC championship, some big NFL game, like playoff game, before because I could see excuse me. Given how social media is and given who James Gunn is and all the other stuff, I think it would be fine not releasing it, and I don't think it should release a trailer until that time period anyway. So I think Super Bowl. I think Super Bowl.
They
we will
would
not
be
see
fine
that trailer
waiting
until the Super Bowl,
like a teaser before the end of the year, or not, and then Super Bowl trailer, and then that's 5 months to ramp it up. And people already are talking about it. We're talking about it.
That's what I'm saying. So
what else do we got to talk about?
I also crypto is supposed to play a big part of that. So like,
what?
I saw crypto.
I thought you were talking about crypto like currency. Fuck
the dog. Your brother said about how like he was gonna be like he thought there was gonna be like a rocket situation where you're gonna fall in love with crypto. Like he's gonna be the heart
rocket.
Rocket Raccoon, my man. Listen, pay attention. James Gunn.
Oh, is crypto gonna talk? You're so frustrated with me. Why?
I'm just saying it's the James Gunn formula.
I know, but why are you so mad?
Wait, Rocket? I slapped my own head because I'm like, Rocket. Yeah. I've been watching.
Talk about CT.
I've been watching these mob movies. It's Rocket Raccoon. That's what I wanted to say because I'm like, what are you saying here? But he was saying that like it was gonna be like how King Shark is and Suicide Squad and Rocket is like that. He's going to be that character that isn't a speaking character that is going to be the heart of the movie.
That's cool. So I'm an asshole, and I totally bought. I haven't gotten the second printing of Absolute Wonder Woman yet, which is what I'm gonna have to get. Hopefully this next week. But
People are buying up them Absolute books, folks, because they're number ones. Everybody buys number ones.
Well, yes, and I mean
Most of the
maybe,
time.
I don't know. Again, so I won't talk about it now because I completely forgot to bring it. I know, just a dick. So we'll talk about that next week, and hopefully maybe we'll have the Wonder Woman to do as well. I'll say this, and this is all you're gonna hear. I went into Absolute Batman with incredibly low expectations. I was like, this is going to be stupid. And I was so impressed. In fact, I got done. I read it like 2 or 3 times before I got it over here to you. Because it's that good. There's so much like shit to look at, to pick up every time. So I'm like, you know what, man? And the Absolute Wonder Woman looks really cool, right? And the Absolute Superman came out, and I was out and about on Wednesday, and I was like, shit, oh my God, I got to get it. So I get it. Let's just say this. There's a theme running through at least 2 of the Absolute books, and I'm willing to bet all 3.
Well, yeah, it's the new interconnected.
And I'm going to tell you this. Because of Absolute Batman, I went into Absolute Superman with rather high expectations.
She's so high,
high above me. She's so lovely.
Expectations.
The point is I'll tell you next week whether those expectations were met or not. That's called a tease in the business.
I've heard some people say that it's not as good as Absolute Batman. And
now you're bringing out the fucking... Here's some honey.
I'm sorry, Tyler. I don't have the sounder. Because, again, I got new phones. I had to do a whole new thing.
You fuck.
So here we go. Off panel.
Off road.
I'm going to sing this off key for you.
Yeah.
Off panel, off road. What are you going to talk about?
Well... my brother and I went to this thing called I'll show you actually the T-shirt here. Not you, the audience, but
he's getting naked. So it says code name Iowa.
assembly required.
Assembly requires AR. There's a star. It
This
looks
is
like G.I. Joe.
You know, I didn't think about that. AR, that's not real good.
Wait, Billy Joel?
No, I think we were actually kind of imitating a shot.
That's what. Hey, you know what?
You don't even need a fucking background check anymore. Anyway. So I went to this thing. It's the 13th annual one, so it's been going on for a while. And here's the thing: all the GI Joe stuff that you like, all the original cartoon in the 80s and whatnot. You know, the knowing is half the battle. You know those ones. All of the. It's kind of before your time, but we would buy these carded figures, and they have them now, but back then it was different. And you'd buy them, and on the back of each one was a little file card, and it had like some height and weight and where they're from and stuff, and then it had like a little description and then a little quote from them, and all of these backstories was written by one guy named Larry Hama, who is a longtime artist, writer, editor.
No panel, or the no words issue.
Yes,
Yeah.
you're right. The silent issue, which is famous, and came about because they had no issue, and they were like, shit, I got to do something. And he was the editor, so he made an issue.
I think I said it when I talked about Basketball Heads, but Basketball Heads is a great sequence with no words, and it's all visual. I'm like, God damn it, I love it when comic books do that. I love it. I love it when they do that.
If it's done well, it's so good. And it's a visual medium. Why the fuck?
Why wouldn't you be able to tell that? Tell a story that way.
Anyway,
jeez, why are we so mobster?
So
right now?
last week, we haven't talked about this, and I don't really want to get into it. But obviously, many of us are disappointed with the results of the presidential election. On top of that, the radio station where I work. is under a
Under siege. Shh. I'm sorry.
Under
this is serious.
You
I
need
apologize.
to shut up. Yeah. Under put that fucking microphone down. It's under a corporation that is doing some restructuring, is what it's called. But really what it means to me is that two of my favorite longtime co-workers in the radio business, in fact, one who was a mentor of mine and one who I had kind of mentored a little bit myself, are gone. And so I go to this thing on Saturday after a good solid, 14 hours of radio in 20, maybe like 4 or 5 hours of sleep. And I go to this thing and I'm really excited to see this guy. I don't know how long it's going to be, how much it's going to cost, but my brother's usually good for that stuff. He's really excellent. Like, hey, if it would have cost like $20, like for a autograph, whatever. So I get there. I don't have anything for him to sign.
Yeah.
Go ahead. What?
No, nothing. I was just waving my dog away.
I don't have anything for him to sign, and they have tons and tons of vendors with all this stuff. And so I find this one, and it's a Cobra Viper, and he's kind of a blue-colored ninja. And I'm like, oh, that's cool, whatever. And it's honestly, it's the cheapest. It's $10. It's the cheapest figure that I can find. Honestly, I'm like, dude,
dude, those conventions, man, they. Whew.
Here's the thing:
some of them.
This guy was like,
Figures.
I'll give you 2 personalized as long as they're for you. I'll give you 2 items signed for free.
Oh, snap.
Anything past that or anything for anybody else is $20 a piece,
Yeah.
And he had all these other, rates for different things.
Yeah.
And so we get up there and he's doing a sketch for somebody. And there's nobody in line. And we're just kind of standing in front of him because we don't want to interrupt him while he's sketching. But we're also like standing there for like a long fucking time. Like
did it feel like that, like, that awkward cliche of like those nerdy guys at conventions and being like, hi, and they're just like standing there.
We didn't want to interrupt him,
of course.
right?
He's sketching something for someone.
Both my brother and I, some other people might have, but my brother and I are very, aware of this. So we're just like, we're just going to stand here until he acknowledges us. He knows we're there. He's not dumb.
He's done this before.
We're like an inch away from his table looking at all the stuff on his, you know what I mean?
And so, again, he's dealt with something like this before.
This guy made a lot of my childhood like really kick ass, like just really cool. All the different toys and all the different storylines and Springfield and where Cobra's situated, which we never find out which Springfield it is, which is kind of one of the storylines in the comics.
It's like The Simpsons.
Which one is it?
That's the beauty of the
kind
Springfield.
of, but in a sinister way.
Yeah.
You never know which one. Anyway, that was a terrible Cobra Commander. Anyway, I will bring you out. Yeah,
that's a Cobra Commander after a bender.
Yeah, I just took a shit. All right.
When you've had your pride stolen from you by the GI Joe for 632
You tried to eat Baroness's pussy through this helmet.
She has needs.
She doesn't like Destro like she likes me. That was terrible.
We should never post this so he doesn't hear this part of the video.
Right.
Continue.
Way to fuck up the story of Larry Hama, dude.
So Hama sketches
he made this my childhood really, really special.
Right.
And so I've gone through a lot of trauma in the last week for various reasons, right?
Yeah, a lot of us have, yeah.
Yeah, and one of the things that really helped me get through the weekend was I watched Cooper this weekend, and that was nice to have some just quiet time here.
My dog.
And just hang out with the dog and just chill and take naps. I slept a lot when I was over here, which was awesome. Very comfortable guest bed. And so we go to this thing and I, he acknowledges us and I go, hey, and he goes, you got something to sign? I'm like, yeah, here, and it's for me. And he's like, cool, it's free, and I go and sit down next to him. And my brother's got a bunch of pictures, and I think you saw him on Twitter. And I'm explaining to this guy how much he means to me, and how much his creations like have brought the world to life.
Yeah.
For me when I was so young, and I was explaining to him how I make music and my brother makes comic books still because we saw an adult doing these things, and it not only fired our imaginations, but it made us realize that that's something we can do for the rest of our lives if we want. And
yeah, it's cool because you rarely get to you really get to express that to someone.
And some people, some celebrities, however you want to describe them. I mean, I think he's a celebrity in a niche kind of way.
Yeah, it's all subjective,
right. You know what I mean.
yeah.
But some people are not into that. And
Right.
my brother had met him one other time, and he said, he was like, I'm really sorry to tell you, I'm probably like the 400th guy to tell you how much you meant. And he's like, no, I love that shit. So he had already told me that, and I'm like, I'm going to tell him straight up. And I was near tears. Like it made me. It was emotionally heavy for me that moment, and it felt really good to be able to tell this guy that. And I got a picture, and it was just a really cool thing that my brother and I got to share. And afterwards, we walked around, and I tweeted about this. I don't know if you saw it, but I was like, me and my brother at the convention. I had that. You had that. We had that. Ooh, a Terrordrome still in the box. It was like that's literally, we just walked around and just looked at all the toys and like, yeah we had that. You had that. I had, ooh, it's a, and of course I did that rap song where I do a reference to Trouble Bubbles. And there were so many fucking Trouble Bubbles of all shapes and sizes different size figures.
I'm bummed that this was happening when I was out of town because
it was free too on Saturday.
Well, they've had a couple. There's been a couple in Des Moines. Have been a couple of like toy fairs and shit like that. I'd like to go to just to see what's there.
JCD and Hobby is where I saw the sign, and honestly, they usually have quite a few signs up for different stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if Mayhem does too, but I'm willing to bet somewhere on their website they probably do, or links or whatnot. But yeah, anywhere you live, if you like this kind of shit that we talk about, there's probably a convention close to you, or somebody in your area made one up.
Well, they just started doing. So Des Moines Con has been a thing. Wizard Con had already been a thing, but then there's also Des Moines
which
Con,
replaced something else.
So like every major city pretty much has their own con.
Des Moines has a shitload of cons.
Has their own Comic-Con, right?
So many cons.
So Des Moines Con is like the big one, right? But there's Animate Des Moines. There's an anime one. There's a couple other. There's
shit.
This one that
So there
was
the Iowa Emergency Workers, Medical Workers convention was also there on Saturday, and I made a joke to my brother. I'm like, we should crash it. See if we can get one of those.
Hey man, knowledge is half the battle.
See if we can get a CPR dummy.
No, that's cool. I had an experience like that when before we were doing this show. I had that opportunity to express someone what they meant. Well, it was kind of funny. It's a YouTube channel I watch here and there, but they were inspiration to me of like to start doing podcasting and do things like that. And I had that opportunity too to explain to all of them in a fun way of being like, what they meant. That inspiration of like that idea of like, I could be myself and do what I want to do. Granted, I've changed my perspective on what that means and what success means and all that, but it was really cool because it was that moment of like, I didn't even the thought didn't cross my mind of like, oh, I'm probably the 530th. That thought didn't cross my mind. It was just like, I got to tell this person because I don't know if I'll ever get to tell them this and be like, hey man, you were a huge, you mean a lot to me because you were a huge inspiration to me. Yeah. It's really cool that you got a chance to talk to an inspirational person.
Let me make it clear. Like my brother was already in the process of telling him this stuff, and then like halfway through, he was like, I know I'm probably, and that's when he was like, no, I'll
tell you this right now. Yeah. I don't know what will happen with what I do creatively. In anything that I'm working on, but I will tell you this: I feel like as a creator, I don't think you would ever get tired of people telling that to you. You could say like,
sure.
Oh yeah, whatever, buddy. This is this guy said, but it's also like you also have to see from their side of being like, holy shit, all of these people are changed by the stuff that I do.
That's a heavy
that's
weight.
Crazy.
That can be a heavy weight.
But it's also a great moment of like, holy shit! I mean so much to so many people.
Yeah,
And
the tragedy of it is that he created all of these things that is a multi-billion-dollar a year thing, and he's probably having financial troubles. And it's like he's got to do these conventions, which he probably likes doing. but to make ends meet, and that's fucking sad. But again,
Well, that's a
how
lot.
sad is it from our perspective? And here's the other thing: my brother and I are very, very similar when it comes to like celebrities and meeting them in public and whatnot.
Yeah.
Like we're aware of the fact that they're human beings who a lot of other people want to see and talk to. So the last thing my brother and I would be doing is we would not be part of that throng around them.
Yeah.
We're the type that hang back and wait until
because of my own,
the throng kind of disperses. Like, hey, you know,
because
if
of
you
a
have time.
because of a job I had back in the day, I worked in a restaurant that was independently ran inside a Marriott. So we would see celebrities all the time, like musicians, and there was one time WWE SmackDown was in town.
Nice.
And I was like feet away from John Cena.
Yeah.
And because of my job, I around celebrities, I have to keep, like, because of that job, I can't. How it was. Do not engage with them unless they engage with you first, and it's a question about something you can answer. Otherwise, direct them to like the front desk or something, whatever. So I always had to play it cool, but every time I'm like, holy fucking shit. The closest thing I ever got, this is kind of drifting off, but this will wrap up the show. But I kind of like it when we do more conversational outros.
Oh, dude, I got another one too.
Well, the closest I ever got to like a really cool celebrity encounter was I talked to Paul McCartney's manager. I served him and her, actually. It was him and a woman. And it was really funny, though, because I asked them where they were from. And they're fucking thick British accents, which makes me laugh.
Well, from Warwickshire.
Also, I know that I know Paul McCartney's staying here, and I know he's in town for a show, right? So I know you work for the fucking guy. But I was just like, well, and at the time, I had a roommate that had studied abroad, and I asked him where he stayed. He said he stayed in Bath. And
well, he's probably
Bath.
pretty wrinkled by the time he left.
Oh no, he didn't say. I don't think he said he stayed there. But the Bath is like there's like a
it's
suburb
a
of
town.
London, whatever.
Yeah,
Point is, I asked the guy, and he goes, England, and I'm just like, and again, I think the guy appreciated it because normally I'm really nice, to people. But I rebutted with like, well, yeah, I understand that. I could tell that by your voice. Where in England? I had a friend that studied over there. And then he's like, oh, well, we're from, blah, blah, blah. I was like, oh, he stayed in Bath. And he's like, oh, that's a bit of ways over there.
Yeah.
So, but it's just a really funny moment of like, I wanted to be like, no shit, dude. I know. I could tell by your voice you're from England.
There's so many times that I've tried to play it cool, in front of celebrities.
I mean, I totally freaked out when John Cena was there. I was like,
my God, yeah. And you're trying to be like so cool and whatnot. You're just like, oh, it's neat, whatever.
And my hand's like,
oh yeah, it's really funny,
shaking
like
all over
how
the place.
you. To me, it's really funny, like how your physical care, like your heart rate, your sweating, things like that, like they just accelerate.
Yeah.
Without you even wanting them
You
to.
can feel your heart beating in your
it's
chest.
fucking insane. And like, just meeting anybody, and you're just like, you just want to be like, hey, you want to be cool as fuck. You want to make them laugh,
especially because it's someone that's important. Make shit that's important to you, and they're important to you. So you want to be cool, but like, hey, we could be friends because you make cool shit, dude. And I make cool shit, dude.
Dude, there's
believe me, I get
the
it.
last story I'm gonna tell is one of my favorites because I love him to death. But there's a guy in our town named Ed Wilson. And he is, he's more than just a weatherman. You know what I mean? Like, he's a weatherman.
Sorry, yeah.
But he's been doing it in Des Moines for, 40 years. He's older.
Well before
But he's like, he looks great for his age. He's Ed fucking Wilson, right? And we had this party for a radio station, and, he was there. And I was kind of walking along. I was like, it's fucking Wilson, dude. Yeah. So I got to go say hi, hey, I think you're really cool, and I love watching on TV and stuff. And he was talking to another coworker of mine who's on the air, so he kind of, this is Tyler Allen, he's like, and he goes, oh, hey, you run the fantasy football show. And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, I love that show. And I'm just like, every part of me wants to be like, you fucking liar. You know, like, you know what I mean? Like, he's so cool that he's just like, oh, I know enough about you to, you know, make you feel, because that's just the kind of guy that he is, you know?
Yeah.
But then I come to find out, like, after, like, you know, 5 minutes later, somebody was like, yeah, he does. He listens to your show. And I'm like, that's awesome. You know, that's really cool. So, I am a dork when it comes to celebrities. I am the biggest dork. I try to be so cool. Hacksaw Jim Duggan was in studio, and I'm just like, dude, you know, I did the whole dance for him.
Did you tell him he's a hoe?
Wow.
That's what he said.
He did say he was he did say he was like, you got to start off the morning with a good hoe, and that's the Hacksaw Jim Duggan way on the air.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, everybody should start off the day with a hoe.
First Royal Rumble winner, but back then, that didn't mean you got a shot at the main event of WrestleMania. Just saying. Poor guy got screwed.
Well, I ain't got nothing else to say.
Well, I wanted to talk about Goodfellas, and I didn't.
Really?
Well, I just wanted to say.
We talked about it already.
I'm not going to be very long. I was just going to say that I am still surprised as many times I've watched it how it's like when I was watching The Matrix again for the first time in a while, where it's like all those big moments, those big set pieces coming that I know are coming still hit, and they're still like very emotional because they're still perfect. Like I vividly will always remember Layla piano exit as that fucking scene of the tracking shot, which, by the way, I found out. But honestly, I only want to bring it up because I wanted to. I'm going deeper into it because I want to read the book. Because I don't know if you've read the book Wise Guy, that is about him. That is the book that was the basis for this.
No, I did read Homicide: Life on the Street, which is the basis for The Wire, though.
So a lot of what happens in Goodfellas is in the book, but there's a lot of other stuff that he left out of the hustles that Henry did. But I just and doing the research of it and understanding that all the soundtrack, Scorsese had it in the script, like how Tarantino will have songs in the script, being like, I'm gonna get the rights to this fucking song. So much so that the piano exit, that whole sequence, they had that playing on set so they could time it all to the music, and that scene specifically will always stick out to my head. So when I'm watching it, that and the helicopter sequence.
Oh yeah,
I fucking love
Can
that.
I just say,
it looks
there's
like
like 4 songs that play during that whole sequence, and every one of them, like 3 of them are Rolling Stones songs, and every one of them is fucking awesome.
But that's
Harry Nilsson.
Can I just ask a question? Did it feel like someone who has like? Because to me, that sequence felt like it was someone on a cocaine bender, right? Like that was the design, right? So like you said, there's 4 or 5 songs because it constantly changes on the radio because he's on a fucking cocaine binge.
Like the makeup was really, really good.
Yeah, he looks like he's been on a bender.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Like that people. It's so funny. Like when I remember, I drank for like 20, 30 years, like heavily, and you don't know how bad, like when you're in bars and stuff and it's kind of dark and whatever, like everybody looks pretty good.
Yeah.
But when you like see a picture of yourself or like a video of yourself later, like outside, you're like, why am I so like your
how
skin
sunken
looks
in your eyes are
horrible, right?
Yeah.
You look like shit.
Yeah.
And you're like, how do I look like? Anyway.
So when they finally get him, he looks like shit.
Yeah.
And then
the makeup was well done.
I'll never forget when they're bringing in.
You took your brain into fucking mush.
You making it? You
they
baking
don't
it?
Even fit.
You breaking it? You making a cake? Like, oh my God, what do you got the scales for? You baking a cake? And so the funny thing about that movie too is
I love how he tells her to clean up and she does it, and then they get all the shit.
Oh, and then one of my. By the way, say what you will about Pesci and De Niro, they're amazing, but Ray Liotta, man, carries this fucking movie, and unbelievable. Like when he screams at Karen for dumping the
Karen,
the money. That was 65,000 grand, Karen. That's all he had. They were never gonna find it. They would have absolutely found it. It was in the kitchen. They would have found it. Oh, Karen. Nobody goes to jail unless they want to get caught. And then he gets caught like 3 more times. Oh man, what a movie!
I remember watching that movie, and they go to the scene where like she's visiting him in prison and stuff, and they like pan across like the whole scene, and the
dude
one
getting
dude's just
humped.
getting head.
They're getting head, yeah.
And it's like, wow. All right. Yes,
The fucking, I love that movie so much, so good.
it's a good movie.
And but yeah,
Are we done?
Jesus. To me, the thing that I love the most is how it all explodes at the end, and the moral of it, it was like, well, did Henry rat and his friends? I'm like, were they his friends because they were going to kill him? It made it. I think the movie does a great job of illustrating that they're not really friends because at any moment they can have a disagreement and shoot someone.
Well, that's the other thing too, is that they were going to kill him because they thought he ratted everybody out.
Anyway, yeah.
And he was like, okay, well,
if you
I'm
think
not
I'm
going to
gonna
get killed
yeah.
if I'm not going to do it.
And then and then he got arrested again since he went into production. But then he died in 2012.
You want to know a great fucking side story to that? There's a movie called My Blue Heaven.
Oh yeah. I know this.
I saw
And
it in
it's
the
written
theaters
about
when I
him
was a
too.
kid.
Yeah,
it's the
yeah.
same book. Nora Ephron was married to Nicholas Pileggi.
Yes.
And she wrote the book based off of his book.
What?
It's a sequel
Yeah,
to
yeah.
Good. I'm not kidding. It is a sequel to Goodfellas.
Because he's a I know. We've talked about this before. I don't know if we talked about it on the
It's
show,
not
but we've talked about it
officially, but it is because it's
Yes,
his story,
I know the story,
of
yeah.
being in witness protection
Yeah.
and how bad he was at it.
That's funny.
Isn't that fucking
You know, I've
great?
never actually seen that movie.
I have. I
I
saw it in the
believe
theater. It's interesting because Rick Moranis usually plays kind of a goofy guy, and he's more of the straight guy in this
I
one.
was gonna say, isn't Steve Martin the main guy?
Steve Martin is, but Steve Martin plays like a really obnoxious, boisterous
Preacher, yeah.
No, he's a mobster.
I know, but his cover is a preacher, wasn't it?
I don't. No, that's a different Steve Martin movie.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I always confuse those movies.
But Steve Martin is like like blah blah all the time, and Rick Moranis is really reserved. So it's that's interesting about it, and it doesn't always work in the movie. It's not my favorite of either actor, but it's funny. It's just
It's
a funny.
funny that it's a weird sequel.
It's a
to
weird
Goodfellas.
like that they were both like together
Yeah.
at the time. I don't know if they're still married. Well, they're both. I think they're both dead.
Well, I will say this though. I forgot how funny it is, and the dialogue in between all the violence and crazy shit is still great. When he couldn't get after they kill Maury, and he couldn't get the car to start. He's like, "Oh, he's got to warm up." He's like, "You better have him fucking driving." After he just murdered this guy, and then I heard about that being the inspiration to The Sopranos. And that makes me want to watch The Sopranos. So my goal
Fuck
is
The Sopranos.
in 2025 is to watch The Wire and The Sopranos.
Yeah, we'll see that.
I'll never do it, but we'll see.
No, the best part is right after they kill Stax. He's like, make that coffee to go, and he starts taking it, and he's just like,
Oh
what
my
the
God.
fuck you doing?
Put the fucking coffee back. Yeah. Or when he keeps talking about trying to take when he frees Jesus Christ, take him on the double date to meet Karen, right? He's like, I've been trying to bang this girl for a month. She's like, she don't want to be in public.
He says
She
right
doesn't want to
away.
be in public with Italians.
He says no, and he's like, what do you mean no? I haven't even asked you anything yet.
I didn't even ask, and you already say. And then the fact that he's like, who's trying to bang this bro?
Well, they're sitting there talking while the place is burning.
Yeah, after
They just
for insurance money.
that they just set
Yeah.
on fire, and then they're so engrossed in this stupid conversation.
Oh, and the fact that he goes, she's like, she doesn't want to be seen in public alone with Italians. He goes, in this day and age,
a fucking Jew broad. Can you believe that?
oh my God,
So funny.
yeah, fucking, you're half Jewish. You're only the good half. Yeah, what a movie. And then
Where have you been, Henry? When he comes home and she starts yelling at him, he just turns right around, and Joe Pesci starts
Henry,
like,
do you
Henry,
really?
where you been, Henry?
Or the whole
And he's just
fucking
laughing.
scene with Martin Scorsese's mom with the
Oh yeah.
hoof.
One goes this way and the other one goes that way. It's
The
beautiful.
other guy says, what are you gonna do? I was like, what the fuck am I? Meanwhile, there's a guy in the trunk.
I love. I didn't. You can kind of tell, but when you find out that was pretty much all ad lib.
Yeah, that was his mom just winging
Yeah.
it. That's fucking funny.
All of them were just like.
Well, and you could tell they worked together
said,
so much.
Right, but they said like, "Hey, this is what needs to happen in this scene. Go." You know, these are the things that need to be talked about. Whatever. You guys figure out how to talk about it.
So, can I just say I want to go...
What is it? The foot? The hoof?
The hoof. Well, and then the fact that, like, by the way...
Shut up, you always talking.
Henry, again, is the only one that realizes we just killed a fucking main man. This is a big deal. He's in my fucking trunk, and you guys are eating a goddamn spaghetti right now. Like, what the fuck? This does make me want to go back and watch Casino. Because I've always liked both. I've always liked Casino.
It's great because...
But I've always preferred Goodfellas, and I think it's because of Ray Liotta. I really think it's that.
I think definitely Goodfellas is a superior movie,
Sure.
I think.
Oh, yeah, sure.
But here's the best part about Casino, and you don't think about it when you start watching it because you forget he's in it. But James Woods is an alt-right fuckface.
Yeah.
He's a, forgive my language, a cunt. And, a cuck.
Yeah.
I meant to say cuck. I'm sorry.
He's a cunty cunt.
He's both.
He's a cucky cunt.
And his character, he's in it, he's a pimp. And he gets the shit beat out
he
of
does.
him.
I remember that.
Yeah. So, honestly, I will not advocate for violence against anybody.
But at least you'll have
anybody. But it's kind of fun watching that scene. And the movie's great because it's.
I need to rewatch it.
You watch the scene where he's talking to the cowboy senator, and the cowboy senator is giving him like 90 chances, like every time you come back at me, like fuck your cousin for being an idiot. I say, well, you're right about that, but isn't there enough? And he keeps giving him chances, and he keeps like, nope, I can't. And it's like you just fucked over your whole setup.
I think.
And then he has the fucking show.
I think Pesci. Oh my god.
The Variety Hour.
The fact that that's another thing that movie is real, dude. It still blows my mind. The guy had a fucking TV show. But by the way, my favorite scene of that was when Pesci is talking to the banker dude, the bigger dude with the mustache, and he talks about cracking his fucking skull.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to prison and I'm gonna get out. I'm gonna find you. I'm gonna crack you. And I'll get out about the time you wake up from your coma. I'm gonna crack your fucking skull again. Like, Jesus, this man is so deranged.
Yeah.
Why is he so good at playing a sociopath? I just don't get it.
Look up his personal
did you know that
life.
We need to cut it. But did you know that I'm sure you probably heard it because everybody's talked about this movie so much, Goodfellas so much. Am I funny to you really happened to him? Am I amusing?
Joe Pesci.
Yeah,
he was a waiter.
He was a waiter. Yeah. That really happened to him, which is like, what a weird thing to happen.
Now, there's been, before we go, there's been a lot of speculation, and I'm here to set the record straight. Ray Liotta, Joe Pesci, and Martin Scorsese all were in on that scene.
Nobody else was. Those were the only three that knew.
I've heard people be like, oh, Ray Liotta didn't know. I'm like, yes, he did. Oh, Joe Pesci didn't. Yes, he did. Oh, Martin Scorsese. Yeah, I mean, nobody knew. It was a lot of that, hey, we're going to put this in here because it's funny.
I'm going to... Oh, yeah. Now go back to your fucking shine box.
I wake up and I said, Bing, what are you doing here? I told you to go fuck your mother. You really are a funny guy.
But I'll never forget that. You fucking mutt. When he fucking goes after bats. That was a scary... Rewatching it, I was like, fuck me, that's scary. When he goes, keep him here. I'm like, oh, shit. Like, I've seen this movie a million times, but it never caught that moment of like, oh, wow. Like, he just... Like, isn't that a horrible thing?
Go get your fucking shine box.
Yeah.
You motherfucker. Dude, just explode.
Again, the subtlety of that movie still gets to me all these years later because De Niro is great in that scene, too. He's like, I don't know, you disrespected him a little bit. I don't know. He's so good...
Yeah, he's trying to diffuse,
he's such a good
but also
actor
defend his friend.
That he can't help but pull your attention.
You insulted him a little bit. Nah, I didn't. Give us a drink.
Hey.
Give us a drink.
Billy, the drinks on the house.
Yeah. The house.
But he's a supporting character in this, and he's still so good. And the part that or when Spider tells him to go fuck, tells Tommy to go fuck himself. He goes, hey, what's the world coming to? Hey.
You see that scene enough times because I've seen that movie like billions of times.
Yeah,
but you see that scene enough times, and it is eerie how calm Joe Pesci is.
But
everybody else is just going, oh, hey, here's a couple tips for you.
Choking,
and he just, boom, boom, and it's just, you're digging the fucking hole this time.
I'm out of lime. You're digging the fucking. Oh, you big fucking deal. You don't think I haven't fucking dug it all?
Deal.
But
what the fuck's the matter with you?
But that was my favorite too, because that was the thing of Jimmy being like, I was joking, you dumbass. Like, what the fuck was that for? You didn't need to kill the guy.
I think that was also a story from somebody. I don't know who.
I think Henry Hill said that was like the moment where.
Oh, never mind. Yeah,
he was
you're
like,
right.
I need
Yeah.
to get out of here.
Yeah.
But that was one of the moments. Was like, oh my god, I'm dealing with a fucking sociopath. But also, I've heard that Jimmy the Gent in real life was a lot more hardcore than.
Oh,
De Niro
dude, read up.
portrays him.
If you read
Jimmy
up,
the Gent.
read up on the real life stories because
Again, I want to read the book.
there's article. Yeah, that'd be great. But if you don't have time to read the book, and it's probably might be out of print.
I can't ever fucking find it.
Well, Amazon, but
I know.
yeah.
There's audiobooks on Amazon.
but there's a
and shit.
lot of like online articles, like the real stories of like the Goodfellas characters, and Jimmy the Gent, and what was Joe Pesci's name?
It was
Tommy DeVito.
Tommy
DeVito
or something, but
Right. Yeah. Whatever the real guy's name is was both of them. First of all, the guy that he played is like 6'2" in real life, so that's a problem. But most of the action, it was mostly like Jimmy Conway was actually Italian and Irish.
Yeah,
couldn't be made.
Same with Henry.
But yeah, they did a lot more worse shit.
Yeah,
than is in the movie. Oh,
again,
yeah.
there's a lot more in the book of their scams. Oh, and they don't touch it at all in the movie, but the point shaving that Henry was involved in and all that shit, and like, yeah, it's crazy.
Was Syracuse?
The heist itself, I'm sure, is pretty interesting to read about, but that was also something that still blows my mind to this day that they never actually showed it. they never showed the LaFonza heist.
No.
But yeah, great movie.
They just show Henry in the shower.
I think that's something we should really focus on in these dark times ahead of us is think about the stories and the people that excite us and make us happy. You know, like the fact that you got to get to see someone that inspired you and was important to your childhood. And the fact that, you know, I was able to sit down and enjoy a movie that I used to love and still love it and still holds up and it's still timeless.
It's still such a good movie.
And I
Sorvino's
I took your advice, man. I sat down and I said, okay. I think it was Wednesday night. I was like, okay, this is 2.5 hours, right? I know this movie. I'm just gonna sit down. I'm gonna do my best not to look at my phone. And I sat there and watched the whole movie. Didn't really check my phone hardly at all. And honestly, it was a great feeling. I was like, wow. It's kind of novel how you forget how distracted you are at home.
I have a rule.
And also, it does help for me that I've kind of just been on a social media cleanse for the last couple days where I really haven't. I've done my best not to be on social media at all.
I have a rule, and that's one screen at a time.
That's what I mean. I did the one screen method where I just watch the movie. I put my phone down. And
the more you do it,
unless it's an emergency, I'm not gonna look at my phone.
Right, but my phone just like does that every once in a while.
Yeah.
And I can see if somebody's messaging me.
Right.
I can hear it if
I'll see
somebody's
your
calling
text.
me. Right. It gets easier the more you do it. The key is to put it somewhere where you can see it, but it's out of your vision. Mm-hmm. If it's like sitting right here, you're gonna pick it up.
But I'm gonna keep my trend of mob movies.
Why am I?
But I want to keep
lecturing you.
I want to keep my trend of mobster movies. So, some point this week, I'm gonna try and watch Casino. And just watch Casino.
Great movie.
And I'll be back next
Sharon
week
Stone is great
to talk about Casino.
I'll be back next week to talk about Casino.
Talk about a wonderfully toxic relationship. Sharon Stone and
I'll
Robert
be back
De Niro in that
next
movie.
week to talk about Casino.
You even like that
I'm on a
movie.
loop. You better hurry up and quit the show. I'll be back next week to talk about Casino.
Are you gonna watch Casino? Are we gonna do it?
No, I'm on a loop, but you gotta. I'll be back next week. I'm tired of this. Will you help me?
Well, time
to
out.
talk
Time
about
out.
Casino.
If I can break the loop, are we gonna do like a retro review, or are we just not gonna do that?
I'll be back. Off and off topic with Jake and Tyler.